Skate park time. Moving on. So this one took a long time just because it's big. And lots of paint. So the difference here is going to be that we can just do this. For a lot of it, we'll just use the white nozzle pretty much. Like, we could use a tighter nozzle in some parts just to get better coverage or distance. Yeah, so it doesn't get paint. So I guess we stick with the green for a lot of it. It is just tighter for doing targeting on these thin sections anyway, because you can't tell where the blast is going half the time. There's the railing done. I think we originally finished with the railing or the gate or something. I guess we can finish with the gate again. That's fine. Wall will be because of the top. We should just use the ladders. Nice. Can't remember if there's dirt on the very top of this block. Yes, there is. But not anymore. And now we can just go back to using the white because it's fine. But the bit we're standing on is narrow enough. I could just use the green anyway, but whatever. Okay, metal will use the green simply. I don't think there's rust on these railings. I think it's pretty much just dust. But just in case. The white nozzle just won't shift rust, so... Which is fair enough, really. Ah, we hit the edge of the map up here. It doesn't actually go straight. It does, we were just really bad. Okay, never mind. Trying to make excuses for my poor platforming skills. I don't know, I just seem to be hitting against an invisible wall the first time, but... Just do around the outsides, pretty much. Do the boundary, run the walls, so to speak. Geralt would be pleased. Why are we trying to do it from this angle? We can do it from here. Okay. I'm not sure if I can get on top of those walls. So we'll just do them like this. Yeah, we're definitely running into an invisible wall here. Ah, we can still walk on top of it though. So that's fine. I had a feeling at some point we weren't able to continue walking on the wall. But it seems that we haven't reached that point yet, so that's all good. And a lot of the rest of this we'll just get from the ground level. I'm mostly just concerned with getting the very tops of everything. Can we get back up here? We can't. Rude. Okay, so we go down here. We want to get... Ah, hang on. Of course. While we're up here, we may as well deal with this. At least to the point that we start to fall off again. Because then we know that that's as steep an angle as we can do, and then we'll get the rest from the ground. Except we won't fall off because it wasn't particularly vertical in the first place, so I guess we just do the whole thing. Okay, we'll leave the very bottom bit to do later. Okay. And then from here, we should be able to get back up on top of the wall. Perfect. Go. There's a bit of paint now, so let's start using the green again. So tricky stains like rust, paint, too much for the whites. But green is good. Green for go fast. We should really have gone probably the other direction for some of the stuff, but I guess we're getting, when there's outside angles, it's good from a right-handed perspective. But little lips like this and the inside here, we need to do from this direction instead. Okay. Apparently that's all that was needed for that. It didn't have a front, but it was just the cap, I guess. Didn't have a bit on the inside at all. Oh. Inside of that, so this one should probably ding after I do that bit. Sure enough. I'm gonna get this to the point that it's wide enough to do the whole side, and will it do it well enough? Kind of, yeah. I feel I have to walk slower for it to actually do that, so it's probably not worth it. Compared to just doing a sort of squishy motion. Also there's paint, so if in doubt, swish. Cool. Ah, what's hitting against there? I swear sometimes you just, I did it again. Sometimes you just knock against something, but you're kind of stuck on a particular angle. It's a bit weird sometimes. It wasn't bad at theoretical geometry, but it seems practical geometry is my downfall. Boing. Yes, the sound effects are completely necessary. Ah, this was the wall that you can't walk along the top of. That's right. Yeah, so you can't walk along that top there, which is mildly frustrating. But, oh, we do have... Oh, we had the short extension on this whole time. That's part of the problem. I'm an idiot. That would be why we weren't getting the angle, like, as tight an angle as we thought we should have been. Oh, well. We wanted it for here anyway. Did we just still have it on from the last map or something? I think we might have. I think we just never took it off again, did we? I just want to make sure they get the tops of the other side there more than anything else. Everything else we can get from the ground floor anyway. Probably get that from over there actually. Getting the very top of that particular block is very annoying. Oh, we can do it from here. I think at a certain point we could go on top of that again anyway. Alright. That makes a bit more sense. I didn't even realise that I had the short extension on. Ah. Paint. We need the green for. Imagine only needing the green for paint. I swear. Okay. I keep thinking that I'm gonna not fall off, but then just falling off. Okay, yeah, this is the annoying part. Okay, yeah, we can just red it. That's fine. That's a real thick track. This thing has a girthy red nozzle. You know what? We want to pick the ladder up anyway, because we need to in order to clean the floor underneath it. So this is fine. Let's not faff about being silly about how to get the right angles from a distance. Let's just use the ladder. So we need to clean under it anyway. Yes, it means we're just going to have to move it around a bit. Jump around, as the song is going to say. Do that bit. Oh, you're not clean. Oh, you are. I remember having to trace over the bits of paint with the red nozzle. Okay, railing, there we go. Just don't know quite how precise you have to be sometimes. So, have I done enough? Cool. Let's finish doing this side. Cool. Can we move you there? Good. Then doing underneath that is not really going to be an issue. And yeah, we'll just stand on the table. Why not? In some ways it's kind of handy having this bench here, so you just get a little bit of extra elevation without putting much effort into it. Handy for doing this railing actually, so we can get the top side of the bottom bit there, since we weren't allowed to run along the top of it. Good. Good. It's just that easy. It just dings. This universe's version of Todd Howard. There you go, let's just pop that there. Get that out of the way. Keep going back and forth on what direction to go around this thing. I've already been around anti-clockwise to do the outer wall. We might then start going around clockwise. Everything else. Though it's hard not to just continue on with features. But yeah, you know what? We'll just keep going around this way. We're basically just working our way around like we were peeling an apple or something. So we started with the outer layer. We've done the outer walls, now we're just going to work around the inner walls, then we'll work around some of the interior features, and finally work our way back to the start to do the seats and the floor underneath. What is going to be interesting is whether or not the green washer gets like the bubble gum off the seats, because I remember that was a pain in the neck in the basic washer challenge, because you could barely see where the bubble gum bits were against the red of the seats anyway. And sometimes even spamming tab, you just could not see where it was wanting you to still clean. And you were having to use the pinpoint red nozzle the whole time. Or just spray around with the turbo and hope that you got it. Whereas with this, I'd be surprised if the green just doesn't do it. The fact that it's clearing away paint means it'll probably clear away everything else. Depends whether it's as tenacious as oil. I seem to remember one of the maps already, haven't we had a bit of oil, I think, and we needed to use the yellow for oil, I think. Can't remember what map that was, or was that, maybe that was on one of the SpongeBob maps. Can't remember. Something had oil in it, and I don't think it would have been the Korea yet. There's the wall done. The fact we've already done the tops of it is all nice to know. Probably just use the white for some of this. Especially given that we're so close to it anyway. Just gives us a nice wide angle, being right up close. Good. Just seems to be spotty though, that's the thing. It was bad enough using it on the ancient statue. Yeah, we might have to spend maybe a little bit of extra time on the back and forwards, I don't know. But it feels like we get better coverage by using the green instead of the white. I think it's just that some of the grime is just a little bit more tough to shift. And it's very sporadic how it's applied. I haven't even tried using the triple nozzle yet on any of this stuff. There you go. For when you just really want to blast everything. There we go. Why haven't I just been using this the whole time? Probably because it's a bit crap, to be honest. You need to be really far away. And then eventually you start getting too far away. Basically just have to use it at its furthest extent the whole time. This is so absurd. This is for when you just don't feel like moving, you just equip this and just stand still at a particular distance. But the thing is, okay, so let's do a width comparison. So we've got this doing like that. I'll just use the yellow. Then there's less chance of having gaps in the middle. Just really doesn't help. It's a fun idea having a trident, but really, it's just not that great. It was an achievement to buy it, I think, Imagine you had to use it on an entire map. That would be a really brutal achievement. Like there's finish the van using only the red nozzle, which is actually fine. It's not too bad. Imagine finish the Lost Palace using only the Trident nozzle. Ultra secret special achievements. I mean, I'm just giving myself ideas of what to do when I get there. We might just do that. Just for fun. The hardest part will just be accidentally scrolling the mouse. I think for... I can't remember what I did. I think, was it for the one where you can only use the red nozzle? I can't remember if you can reassign controls in this game. I know there was a game that I specifically reassigned controls to avoid the chance of me messing up an achievement, and I don't know if it was this one. I was getting distracted. I was working my way around the walls, but then I got distracted by the trident and the melon. So, yeah, you'll have to excuse me. We may as well just do the arch while we're here anyway. Let's not steer straight at the sun. I don't think we've done the other side at the bottom. No, so that won't actually ding for us. That's fine. We'll pick it up later. Back to the green. Bing. That's the other thing with using a heavier duty nozzle or washer. So like, when I first did this level with early access, I was fairly sure I had the high pressure or high power by this stage. And I would have just been using the yellow nozzle with that, and it just blasted through everything. With this, I'm using the green. With the basic washer, I went over with the yellow and it didn't clear the paint, and then I just traced over the paint. So that was the only run we actually get to see the graffiti. Because with this, we just blast through it. Yeah, it lasts a little bit longer than the dirt, so you see a little bit of it before it gets obliterated. But you never see it in its entirety. Like, we could go over with the white washer, the white nozzle, just to see things, and then clear it off. But that sounds slow. And most of the graffiti is just mindless. There's like one wall that has interesting stuff on, that's about it. I mean, it's all just tagging really, it's not like proper graffiti or anything, it's just tagging. So if we just do over this, for example, it's just, yeah, whatever the hell this is. R-E-N-C? I don't know. I can't tell. I don't know if that was meant to spell anything. We need subtitles for tagging. There we go. Oh, this had the dope fish, I think? Oh no, it's just a happy face. Be cool if it was a dope fish. I would respect that. I mean, I guess even if the white does not clear the paint off, if it's quicker over the rest of the wall, and then we just have to go over a very small amount with the green to just clear stuff off in it, I guess it's worth it. To this day, I have not mastered which way to scroll to actually select a better wash or a different washer. Always get it wrong. We're just gonna blast that flour in half. Okay, scroll up for weak, scroll down for strong. There we go. I'll forget again, but... You expect to scroll up for a better one. I think that's the problem, is I'm always expecting to scroll up to upgrade and scroll down to a worse one. But it's the opposite to what's intuitive, and that's why I constantly get them confused, because I'm not thinking about what I'm doing, I'm just doing what feels right. And even though, you know, scroll down to go to the next one makes sense, at the same time scrolling up to upgrade makes sense. So it's kind of conflicting control schemes. Basically depends on what sort of game you've played more. Oh, we haven't done the backside of that wall yet. It's like, hey, why didn't that ding? Because we haven't done around here yet, that's why. And this is the wall that has the most quintessential of all skate park graffiti. Not whatever the hell this is. That's just tagging again. But here we go. Behold the glory of the geometric S. I don't know if it has a technical term, but that's my technical term for it. Geometric S. What you actually should do though, like, variant on the design, instead of having the straight bits there, if you do it just as like diamonds, then you can make it into a tessellation. And tessellations are even cooler. And then whatever the hell this stuff is. Ding. Done. It's pretty much all of the walls done now. We're not going to do all of this floor just yet. We might just do up until the opening again, or up until the seats. So I'll probably finish with the seats and then the gate. I know it doesn't really matter, but just chuck it right down the corner. Just to be able to clean under it more efficiently. I doubt that little patch matters, but whatever. Weird they call this a gallery? I mean, maybe if it had actual artwork, but it's not really a gallery, is it? Is this where they do photo shoots and stuff, maybe? I'm a bit surprised they don't have any, like, beach seating or anything, like, angled seats. Alright, let's just work our way around... around again. can never really figure out the best way of doing these steps. Because I feel like I should do them from the top down. But if I do them like looking down like this, then doing the bit behind is awkward. So I think we just do it walking backwards. There we go. Wonder if there's a YouTube video yet. I bet there is, of like career power washer plays Power Washer Simulator. It seems to be all the rage in terms of YouTube content. There's a lot of stuff like that. It's like the, you know, the like vocal coach reacts to music videos, and real lawyer breaks down community cases or criminal cases and stuff like that. Or a real power washer breaks down Power Washing Simulator. I mean, it's kind of inaccurate to call it a simulator, that's the thing. I think some people had a bit of a debate about it in a friend group, where it's like, why would you want to do a game where you're just virtually doing chores? It's like, yeah, I get you, but at the same time, it's a kind of arcade representation. It's not actually a... Yeah, calling it a simulator is a bit of a mistake in some ways. It's not like lawn mowing simulator, which is a lot more technical. You've got different mowers, you've got to do certain things like making sure your blades are up at the right time when you're turning and all that sort of stuff, and controlling your RPM. All of that stuff, you've got to actually think about what you're doing when you're doing it. Whereas this is just spray and pray. Like, this is not really a simulator per se. You're not having to budget for your water consumption or repair your gear or anything like that. Which is fine, because then that would be tedious. Though it would also be interesting to do things from a bit more of a technical perspective. Nice. Cool. I think there was an achievement for this, which was to like knock the ball out of the thing. It's kind of annoying, but if you get a little bit of a run up with the red nozzle, then it does it pretty well. Or you leave it until you have the trident nozzle, and then go on, surely. There you go. I think that's kind of the key, is just making sure that you bounce, put it over towards the gate. We'll take that with us. It's just making sure that you don't try and do it the first try, let it come back to you, get a bit of momentum, and then yeah, it just fires off. Also, if you get a bit of topspin on it, I think that really helps. Why are we using the yellow? I can use the green. Honestly, I should probably just be using the whites. Let's be Gandalf up in here. Boom. Blinded by the blue flash. We do the wall first rather than trying to do it at the same time as the ramp. Same with this. Oh, now we do the ramp. Add a little bit of the runoff there. Cool. Nice. Do the hole upper floor first before we start on the quarter pipe. Along the edge of the wall. I do like that when you look down, you do walk slower. So it does make it easier to do just like a gradual crawl along. Especially if you just do it like, look down and then just move forward like that. That's what I did a lot of in early access before there was aim mode, so I wasn't swishing my view around all the time. I would just kind of lock it like this and then just walk like this. Because otherwise you're just darting around all over the place and it's quite nauseating. But this way, it's quite pleasing as well. I should do this more often. Instead of using the aim mode, I should do that more often. It's actually quite pleasing. But then when you're doing a vertical surface like this, it's much nicer to be able to just turn around without turning your whole view. Only when you reach the edge of your vision, you gotta sweep across. Otherwise you gotta do like this, and it starts to get a bit disorientating, especially if you do it too quickly. But you can do just this whole ramp just from standing in pretty much the one spot. It's quite nice. Here I've got a nice... I love doing these corner angles. It's so pleasing just sweeping around. It's the little things. This is like Little Things, the game. Okay, no, I don't need to go back up again. I just need to go here. Be interesting to do like a side-by-side comparison of how I was having to do this using like the... Actually, I should probably use the green for this. The white's looking a little bit too raggedy on the edges. But I was having to sweep over this with the basic washer yellow nozzle. Be interesting to do like a comparison. And really break down why it is that this is going to be so much quicker. I forget how long this map took me. I think it was like an hour 50 using basic washer. Should probably stop at some point. There we go. Got carried away. But we may as well do these parts of the floor. I mean, I should have finished doing the upper floor on the other side of this quarter pipe area first, before doing this bit of the floor. Technically, you know, water runoff and everything, but that doesn't exist in the game, so we shouldn't actually care about it. Boink! Yahoo! You know, I've never really played a Mario game, but just that is just ingrained in gamer psyche. Once again, instead of doing the aim mode, you can just kind of walk up and down this sort of strip instead, but I don't know. It's pleasing doing the up-down like that, but you can also do this. Oh, that was the archway done. Just, you know, on the side. Just doing a combination of aim mode and the walking technique. Problem is you gotta get it lined up straight. And you gotta be careful with your overlaps too. You do certainly get a lot more feathering at the edge of your track when you're using the white nozzle. Green's just a bit tighter. Still get a few spots, but it's definitely tighter. I'm just constantly going back and forth over which one is best to use to go fastest. Ding, good. I guess we can do the steps and stuff first. That's right, there's a ramp there as well. You have to do the underside of the railing from the other side. That's fine, because we've still got to do the steps over there anyway. There's the ramp. There's the quarter pipe. What is left on this rail to do anyway? Oh, okay. Hadn't done that angle, it seems. Okay. Okay, now we just go backwards down the steps. Walking backwards down steps, not as advisable, but... oh. Lovely. Another quarter pipe down. 73% done. Nice. Well, clean away from the wall a bit, may as well. Then do the fun box. I don't even need to make a joke about that, do I? So we're going to have to get this angle underneath. We're going to have to do this angle underneath. And then this angle on top. There we go. Nailed it. It might be a better way, but that one works. Nice. Fun box complete. Corner ramp now. Weird that the top of it counts as the same as the ramp, but what else are you going to call it? Corner ramp platform maybe, I guess, but it's fine. Normally I'm a bit more picky about that sort of thing, but quite frankly with that one it doesn't really matter. And the fact that it's a nice cream colour means that you can see immediately if you've missed something on it. All of this stuff is just great high contrast. Like if you miss something you can see it pretty much immediately. It's none of this hunting around for stuff until you get to the benches and the bubblegum. It's all fun and games until bubblegum's involved. I don't know who invented bubblegum, but they really deserve a thrashing. Who the hell thought that was a good idea? But, you know, marketing, people love it, it's fun. I don't know, it's just so messy. The problem is not the bubble. The problem is people not disposing of it. I guess the fact that it always used to just be kind of plastic, really. It's like, oh, don't swallow gum. So of course anyone who does partake in gum, it's like, oh, I shouldn't swallow it. Oh, well, where am I going to put it then? So it ends up under desks, it ends up on sidewalks. Nowadays you don't have to care, it doesn't matter. And I feel that just the novelty has long worn off as well. It was back in the 90s, there was definite craze about gum. And you still see it sometimes, like a lot of sportsmen it seems. I guess it helps keep your mouth from drying out. It gives you something to do, I guess. If you're in an idle sport. They see it with cricketers out in the field and stuff, just chomping on gum, but it just looks so stupid. You look like a cow just chewing away. And what are you going to do with it? I just don't get it. Very briefly tried taking up chewing a type of gum. It's like the sort that's meant to be for keeping your breath fresh, basically, just because it tasted better. It's like a lemon honey flavor or something. It was in an attempt to try and stop me from chewing my fingernails, because I do that as a nervous habit. But I don't do it consciously. I thought, oh, well, if I'm chewing something else... But no, I would just catch myself chewing gum while chewing my fingers, and it did not help. So we gave that up. Best way to stop you from chewing your fingernails? Keep your hands busy. Playing games is really good for that. I am using both my hands. I don't get a chance to chew my fingernails. Alright, let's do this spine. Oh, we completely forgot to do the quarter pipe over the other side there. We did the bowl with the ball in it, but we completely forgot to do the quarter pipe that was off to the side. Yep. We'll catch up on that. The time-lapse for this one always looks so pleasing because it's just all these bright colours coming out of the muck. It's really nice. I wish you could customize the time-lapse a bit and just have it play a little bit slower. I feel like they go through them far too quickly, especially for large maps. For small maps, fine, you know, if the map took me 3 minutes, I don't expect a time-lapse more than 5 seconds, pretty much. But if the map took me a couple of hours, I want the time-lapse to reflect that. It'd be nice if it was even based on the amount of time that it took you to do the level. Rather than squeezing it into a set amount, it'd be nice if it took into account how long it took you to do the level. So if it did take you ages, that's fine, you just get a bit more of a leisurely time-lapse. To be fair, for all I know it does. I don't think it does, but it'd be interesting to do like side-by-side comparison of time-lapses. And there's the spine done. Perfect. Alright, let's finish off this quarter pipe that we completely missed before. I'm sorry. I guess it's on my way back to the start anyway. I'm not having to go out of my way to finish it off or anything. Yeah. And the ramp. Ding. Cool. And the floor is almost done just because we've been chipping away at it bit by bit. We haven't just like left it all till last or anything, so it's just this strip basically to finish off now. Nice. And there we go. Gallery bench, gallery floor, and gate. I love it when a plan comes together. We have just done this exactly as we wanted to. This is just by the book. Right, so there's some chewing gum. And it's no longer there. So the green washer alone is enough, or the green nozzle alone is enough to get rid of it. The white is not. It's still there. The green is, it's no longer there. Perfect. So this will be a lot quicker, because I remember with the basic washer, I was hunting around on these benches and having to use, I'm fairly sure, the red nozzle to just get the last vestiges of gum. Now I do notice it cleans off slower than the main dirt, so I do need to be mindful of that and not just rush. But I don't see much left now. It's much quicker than it was. Can't remember how much we have to do underneath of this. I think that maybe the top bench, like the table bit, we have to do the underside of, but the seat bit, I don't think we do. And we have to do the sides, of course. I have to go around the back to do the underside properly. I'm kind of spraying on this angle, and if the underside of the seat bench is dirty, this angle will actually clean it, because we're hitting the side of it with just the top of the stream, and the rest is going underneath. Should also be doing the floor actually while we're down here. I only just thought of that and we're right at the end already, so never mind. It's gonna make me walk up my step stool bit. Now let's just put it in the corner. Where's that ball gone? There, okay. How'd you get all the way over here? Spin you this way. Whee! One. Lock you in. Oh, I can't go that close to the bench? That's rude. Oh, whatever, that'll do. Let's not waste more time on that than it deserves. Backside of the benches. I would apologize if you get sick of hearing like this song and me making weird noises to it in these videos, but I'm not going to apologize because it's a banger. It's too bad. It's weird where they've got the breaks in these benches, because it's like, okay, that one's well supported there. It's kind of equal distance over the dividers. This one here, it's just like one bit here, end there, end there. It's just teetering in the middle. Huh? Just one more concrete block, I guess. Just space it out better. I don't know. It seems weird. I guess I'm just surprised that it wasn't, you know, 3 prefab blocks just placed down in order, like end to end. Instead, they actually have, I guess it's all one piece instead anyway, but I feel they made their job just a little bit harder than it needed to be. There we go, inch done. And I should know about making your job harder than it needs to be. I'm really good at that in this game. Nice. So, there we go. I was about to ask the question of what's left on the gate, and in true fashion, it finished. Time lapse. So good. Ah. Bellissimo.